The schools project has been a long journey. We started about 14 years ago. And of course we were both working full time, and so this would be maybe a day on the weekend or maybe a weekend. Sometimes when we went down to southwest Iowa, we would stay overnight, and or to northwest Iowa. But it took us 14 years until publication in June.
How many schools were there? And there were like 775 in 1953, high schools. And when you consider that there are now 346 school districts in the state, some of those districts have multiple high schools, but others don't have a high school at all. And then considering that some of the schools are used now as elementary or middle school buildings, and some of the schools have been torn down, the question is, how many of them did we really get?
8,000 to 10,000 miles.
8,000 to 10,000 miles.
We crisscrossed the state many times because we ran out of time, and so we'd go home and then maybe a month later go back to that area and pick up the schools that we hadn't found before.
And we got into communities we didn't even know existed in Iowa. So we got to see the state of Iowa.
It's sort of like finding a needle in a haystack, and it got in our blood. And we were so interested in the history of these schools. Many times we could look in the front door and see trophies in a trophy case, and just the nostalgia that went along with it. We just thought there are many people out here that have lost their school, their memories,